Speaking of opening up on somebody unprovoked, you want to talk about the assassination attempt? We're just daisy chaining these. Speaking of, the reason I bring that up is because there was we call it an assassination attempt, but this guy Ryan Routh, I believe is his name. He was 58 years old. He was on Trump's golf course, and this is probably old news by now because this happened like a week ago, or over the weekend, I guess. But
so a week ago at the time.
We could go at the time of listening. By the time this come out, it would have been about a week from time of publication of this episode. But yeah, I mean, so people are calling it an assassination attempt, but he's only being charged with kind of weapons, possessing a weapon as a felon, and then because he was a convicted felon prior to this, and then also possessing a weapon with scratched off serial numbers. That he had an AK-47 with serial number. So for those of you that don't know, there may or may not have been an assassination attempt on Trump. A guy had an AK-47 at Trump's golf course and was in a bush. He was bush camping.
It was the Russians.
Why
do you think it was an AK-47 and not an AR-15 like every goddamn good American should have?
Well, here's the irony, is that both the Trump assassins are fucking idiots for different reasons. One is that this kid was inside of range that should have been an ezy shot with an AR-15. And another guy... How do you
miss, bro?
Yeah, and another guy... And how do you miss? This guy is sitting in a bush, 500 yards away with an AK-47. Which is way too fucking long of a shot for an AK-47. I mean, if you're good and you have a scope and you can make a 500-yard shot with an AK, but that's not that weapon's ideal range.
No, it's what are you, a fucking sniper rifle?
Yeah,
so you're half a kilometer out with an AK. It's you better have the perfect motherfucking.
Yeah,
shot.
he had a scope on it, but it's just both of these Trump would-be assassins are just fucking idiots, and it's just dude, God. Be better, man.
And it's just if you read into who this guy was, you'll find
oh my God, he's the worst.
Oh my God, the best way I can put it is how Hassan put it. He called him LibAnon.
LibAnon.
Yeah, it's just this.
Well, this guy's politics are literally all over the place.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, but it's just fucking hilarious because he's huge stan of fucking NATO.
Yeah,
the one guy that's his number one fucking issue is NATO. It's very much so that he himself went to fucking Ukraine.
Yeah.
And literally starred in what you were called a commercial for the
Azov this ad for the Azov battalion that the AP shot.
The Azov battalion is literally the Nazi battalion.
That's the Nazis. Yeah, it was this really he was holding a sign of good versus evil or something, end Russia once and for all, which is pretty fucking ethnic cleansy vibe of just ending a country. But yeah, the guy is a total fucking Ukraine chud. He's gone to Ukraine. He's posted multiple times of I'll live, I will die for Ukraine. He's dyed his hair blue and yellow, different parts. He's just a weird fucking Ukraine stan. It's just bizarre. Yeah.
Because the ironic thing is in 2016 he voted for Trump.
Yeah, he was a Trumper for a while. Then he supported Tulsi Gabbard, which is not very far removed from Trump. He's donated all over the place. He's been politically left and right, or Democrat and Republican, I should say. It seems the most recent he was supporting of Biden and then Harris, as of recently.
I mean, the devotion to have go for an assassination attempt when you just switched in less than a decade ago against a guy is kind of crazy to me.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems he's mentally unwell.
No, he is mentally unwell. I saw previous tweets that he's had, and he said things. He's at fucking Zelensky requesting money to get to Ukraine. He has 1,000 people ready apparently to fight for Ukraine.
He's always been doing drives to bring good soldiers to raise troops for Ukraine and stuff. He's actually a crazy person. But also he fucking will tweet at Dave Matthews Band and say you should write an anthem for Ukraine. And he did another one for somebody else. And I was making fun because I just make fun of Dave Matthews Band anytime I can, and he's just I don't know. He just ats everybody on Twitter, and it's just
at Elon Musk, at this. I'm dude, you this. Nobody's gonna fucking reply to you.
Yeah, his account has since been suspended. We tried to find some of his old tweets, but they've been suspended. But maybe if we Google around, maybe later we can find some to post. We'll look, but I don't know. I just thought we'd bring that up. It is ironic that he's only being charged with relatively minor weapons charges.
Well, not a single shot was shot
by him. But the reason I said unsolicited arbitrary shots is that the Secret Service agent that saw a rifle poking from a bush pulled his weapon and just laid into the bush. That's where shots were fired and shots were heard, and the first news that broke was shots fired around Trump ushered to safety while gunshots are heard or whatever. And I was like, oh shit, there's actually been an assassination attempt. Well, what I found out was the gunman, the would-be gunman, the guy with the AK, never fired a shot, but the Secret Service just laid into the bush. Like, I guess saw a rifle and just started blasting and just like, I don't know, didn't say anything, just shot. I don't know if he actually said anything. That's I shouldn't say that because I don't know if that's true. But as I understood it, he just like saw a rifle, saw a guy, and just started shooting, and then missed.
It'd be funny, a fucking dog just.
Just yeah. Oh, did you see the stat that what is it? 25 dogs a day are killed by police, resulting in I think around 1,000 dogs a year are killed by police.
Speaking of dogs.
Yeah. Are we ready to move on? Wait, what do we have anything with dogs?
Thousands of dogs are killed yearly by police.
Yeah, around 1,000.
Much less than the Haitians, let me tell you.
Oh my god,
dude.
Let me just wrap up the one thing about this bush camper is that he was camping in the bush for 12 hours. Apparently he was camping in that bush for 12 hours just waiting for Trump.
12 hours?
Yeah, and like I guess like I just
he took a shit in there, right?
Definitely. There was like bags. There was a chain link fence. There was like a bunch of bags hanging from the chain link fence with like those like binder clips. And I was just like, I wonder if there's shit in any of those bags.
There's definitely shit in those
bags. Dude. It was just like, imagine just bush camping for 12 hours. You finally have your moment, and then like not realizing that the Secret Service sweeps like a par ahead or a hole ahead of the golf. It was like, I guess Trump was golfing on round 4 or 5. On hole 4 or 5, and he was waiting on hole 6, I think, this guy, and the Secret Service just sweeps a hole ahead and like just sort of like saw him. They just saw him. They let him on a chase. I guess he was
a fucking dumbass.
They let him on a car chase, I guess, in South Florida, and like they eventually arrested him, and he's alive, which is rare for would-be assassins.